I'd do a little update on the garden. Now the chicken coop and chicken barn is done, and yeah, these peas are they're producing, but not going to be very many. Just a little bit, and but the cold weather plants are very happy, and I am getting some worms starting to attack, so I'll have to make me up some soap water, see if I can't affect some of them. But yeah, the cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all of it, they seem to be doing pretty good. And I've got a bunch of volunteer squash from last year, and I think that's butternut. Don't know for sure, but I'll have to check the leaves against my history. I'm not that familiar with what the leaves look like. But these plants seem to be doing pretty good. The reason why there's a little bit of water sitting on top of them is because we just had a little bit of a storm. It just a few clouds that came through, and they said it was going to be a thunderstorm. Well, it wasn't much. Wasn't much. These peppers here, some of these are the yellow peppers, and most of them are my jalapenos. And what I have is got quite a few jalapenos, and we're actually getting some jalapenos on. The tomatoes are just, well, they're blooming. They're starting to bloom, and that's always a good sign. So they're growing. I got brandywine, and I have lots of aromas, and I got some beefsteak, cherry tomatoes, and yellow pear tomatoes. Now the cherry and yellow pear I could do without, but doggone, everybody likes them, so we'll enjoy them. You know how they are, man. They take over the world. Yeah, I got some bell peppers in here, and I'm actually getting some peppers on because of this heat. You know, we had one day that was supposed to be in the high 90s. Well, here at my place it hit 100, and I felt every bit of it too. Yeah, there's some blossoms, and blossoms on the tomatoes. That's a good deal. So this area right here, I'm going to plant every place where I've been cultivating. I'm going to plant some carrots. I'm going to plant some a few beets and lettuce, maybe a little bit of collards too. Took the collards out this spring, and I'm missing them already, so I'm going to have to get some planted back in there. And I wanted to take you over to the corn row is starting. Corn's up about an inch to 2 inches, at least 2 inches, I guess. The beans, green beans, are coming up. They're doing pretty good, at least some of them. Some of them I might have planted a little deep, but blackberries, I got lots of blossoms on the blackberries. It's about that time to weed it again and get these things hung up now that I got things caught up a little bit. Before I get over to the cantaloupe, I thought I'd show you the apple trees. So far the apples are pretty good. I do have to do some spraying, But overall, so far, these apples are looking pretty good. And there's quite a few of them. There's 2 trees. And you'd think these starlings that have a nest in here would keep all the bugs out, but that's not how it works. I pretty much lost my strawberries to those buttonweeds. What they don't know is I'm coming with a vengeance. I'm going to bring my shovel and start digging. Then I'm going to move my strawberries out of here. Time to get them in a place where they can do some good, because in this, I've got some boxes that I can put them in, and I think it's going to do pretty good. But I need that open so that I can till and keep it clean around these berries, because these berries can't afford to get buried. There are some potatoes, not much. Those are leftovers. These sickly looking plants are cantaloupe. I had them in my greenhouse and they really got hit by the heat. It was real hard to keep enough moisture and keep it cool. Greenhouses are for dehydrating, and boy does it. It's a known fact. And probably more vegetables are lost in greenhouses due to uncontrolled temperatures. Well, either cold or hot, but most of the time hot. Because nature, that old sun, it'll just flat cook them. There's a bunch of dead leaves on these. They were planted in a wet hole about I don't know, 10 inches to a foot. And with rabbit manure, my favorite. Someday I'll be adding a little nitrogen, or the words ammonia, whatever, from chicken manure. And these cantaloupes, I got 20 plants in there. Well, 20 holes, and quite a few of these are double plants, because I planted 2 seeds, and I'm the kind of guy that I just plant both of them. One of them will live and one of them will die, or both of them will live, and that's fine. There's a good chance that some of these will die yet, but I think I've got quite a few of them in good enough shape that they can do okay. The road, that noise, that road is not done yet. It's not asphalt. They're still working on it. And there's a lot of trucks and traffic, construction on this road right now. So I apologize for all the noise, but it's business as usual, folks. Anyhow, I wanted to share a little bit of my cantaloupes and my rows of seeds are bunch onions, beets, spinach, and some okra. So, and then along these poles here is a row of poles down to the other tomatoes. That's pole beans, and I haven't put my netting up yet. And we got some pole beans here, and of course bush beans on the other side of the garden. So couldn't find my carrot seeds. Guess I'm going to have to order some. So peaceful out here. There's always action in that old dead tree. That's where the doves, blackbirds, starlings. They all think that's a pretty good perch there. It's finally reached 90 degrees today. And about 93, you know, mid-90s. It's enough to make these vegetables stretch. You listen real quiet, you can hear them stretch. No, I ain't been drinking anything or smoking anything. It's just so peaceful, using my imagination.